Today the Sea-Doo HX is gonna work. I hope it's gonna work. As you may or may not remember, the last time that we did anything with the Sea-Doo HX, it kind of stopped working. And when we put it together, we knew it only had 100 compression on each cylinder anyway. We were skeptical that it would even run, and so we fired it up before even putting the engine in the ski, and it ran, so we put it in the ski and it ran. But it was always kind of so-so. It's not an amazing engine, it's okay I guess, but the 717, I would rather put a bigger, better engine in it than repair it. So we were just looking for the fastest, easiest way to get this ski up and running again. Hopefully it will work as well as, I don't know, just normal enough that we can do a side-by-side comparison with the Wave Blaster. As you can see, they're both haggard, total roaches, just the way we like them. And anyway, we took apart this ski and there was a bunch of like gasket makery stuff here, you can see. And that was the top of the head, the bottom was like that. What we decided to do to hopefully make it run better was to mill the head. So sent it off to a shop and they took, I want to say it was 4 thousandths off of the head. So we're hoping that's going to bump up the compression just a little bit and make it so that this ski works good. There's a couple of things that we wanted to look at when we did this. First of all, because we took something off the head, we want to make sure there was a little bit of space between the spark plug and the piston, and it looks like there's still going to be plenty of gap in there, so that's good. And then, I mean, honestly, I put oil in this engine to try to keep it from rusting up, but then I just threw the cap on, so I was hoping it wouldn't rust up. It looks pretty okay. Still got like corroded in the water jacket, but on the inside it looks okay. So before this had 100 compression, and we're going to swap out the gaskets. I bought the gaskets as well, and hopefully it'll bump it up a little bit and it will work. It might not. This isn't something we've tried or done before. It could be that this is the straw that breaks the camel's back of this ski that's running so-so already. But maybe it will bump up the compression and it'll run great. Either way, this engine is kind of on the way out. Like, if it works, we'll probably ride it for a while until we find the right thing to swap out of this ski and put something bigger in. And if it doesn't work, whatever, no one's thrilled about this engine anyway. I pulled the gaskets out of here and then I wire wheeled this off. I put paper towels in the holes to try to keep any dirt from going in there. And then I wiped them out with some WD-40. The person who did this before me put a bunch of gasket maker on there with the gaskets, so I don't know, maybe they had rebuilt it and they didn't want to buy new gaskets. We've never seen anything like that before. Certainly we would never do that. Anyway, I'm not going to do that with the new gaskets, but it does look like I might need some on the water jacket on the top of the head there, so I've got some right stuff I'll probably put along these lines. I wire wheeled this up as well just to clean it up so it would get a nice seal. You can see on the head that we milled, like, cleaned up really nice, but it's still got little bits of that gasket maker that they used before. I'm really glad that the cylinders still look pretty good. I forgot to put the bolts in a bag, so I ended up having to wire wheel them up as well, but they're looking pretty again. So yeah, gonna get to that and hopefully it'll just bolt right up and look nice. Well, I finished putting back the head on the HX, and as as you can see, it's there. I'm not super proud of it because one of the bolts, I don't know if I cross-threaded it or it just got a bunch of garbage in it, but it wouldn't go down all the way. So I put a couple of washers under it and got some tension on it anyway. It was kind of annoying because most of these are 11s, which I don't know why, but they're clearly the OEM. They're painted white and everything. And then like 3 of them are 10s. So I don't know. It's like the 10s should be better, but I think they're not as good of metal, so they seemed a little bit softer. I couldn't get them as tight with the torque wrench. It seemed like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to strip? So I torqued them a little bit less. I don't know torque specs for this anyway, but I went with 23. And then I didn't know, like it doesn't have the 1, 2, 3, 4 like the Yamaha and Kawasaki heads on them have on them, so that you can know which one to tighten in what order. So I just started at the inside and I tensioned them all a little bit, and then I tightened them up all the way after that, and I just went from the inside out. So hopefully that's good and I didn't ruin or do anything wrong to it, but I guess we'll see. The thing about this particular mod is that we are taking a high performance mod and trying to use it as a patch for an aging ski that's like slowly coming apart. I feel like a metaphor would be if we were trying to do something for like an old person to make them run again, and we're hoping that we're giving them a brace and like it's gonna work, but we're a little bit worried that we gave them drugs and they're just like gonna go to town and completely ruin themselves. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but it'll be interesting to see. I'm a little bit disappointed. Well, we'll see what happens. I got the compression tester hooked up and we're gonna see what it comes out as. Okay, it didn't seem like it turned over that well. Maybe my battery's pretty low, maybe the compression made it tougher, but you could hear it turning over pretty slowly, so hopefully we can get that a little better. Okay, that seemed a little bit better. Oh, and compression shows 120. I don't know if you can see that. I love this part when some YouTube channel shows the compression tester and it's like far away so you can't tell what it even reads. But there's that. So that looks hopeful. I guess let's see what's in the other hole. I'm not sure why the battery just turned that over better. Maybe the bottom end's a little rusted up and it just had to free up a little bit. I should probably put some lubricant in the engine or something. I suppose it's self-lubing because it does have the oil injection. Alright, let's see what's on the other side. Okay, that one's also got 120, so outlook optimistic. That'll be great. I mean, 120 isn't probably spec on this engine. I didn't look up what spec is, but adding 20 compression to an engine that was sort of running already, it seems like that's going to make a big difference. I would love it if someone would, if you use lithium batteries for your jet ski, I would love to hear about it. Like if you could comment and let us know which ones work the best or what you use. I picked this up because it was super cheap on eBay, and it's got this nice little test thing, and it says that it's full, but after that first test I did, when I turned it over, I pushed the button, I was like, is it low? And only one of the lights lit up, and so I was like, oh, it's probably low. And then I did the test again, and all of them lit up, so it seems a little bit finicky. I will say, so far using these, it seems like they're super light. Like, this weighs like nothing, and it's tiny. And it's got these little Legos that I put on the bottom to just make it fit like a normal battery. But I love how much it weighs, because it's barely anything, and that seems good. But also I've had problems with these terminals corroding out, and one of them that I had, it just looked like the battery exploded, but it turned out it was just corrosion from this terminal, and it leaked all the way down. So it seems like if you leave them attached to skis, they end up corroding out. And I don't know if this is like just, oh, you used a cheap lithium battery and that's how it's going to work, or that's how all of them are. I'm trying to figure out a way to put an on-off switch on the battery connector, so that if I use a lithium battery, I can just flip it on and off when I'm done using it. So hopefully that will cause less corrosion from using that battery. I need a little extra cash so I can buy more jet skis. With all the panic going around, I just sell these gloves on eBay after I'm done using them. Slightly used gloves. I mean, no one can get them anywhere, so I'm making a killing on these things. And look at that, they're not even that dirty. And the ones that get really dirty, I just sell them as black. I'm trying to fire it up for the first time today, and the water's mediocre, but the sun's out, so it'll be fun to get out there and try it. So always try to fire it up before putting it in the water, right? I've got it all put together, and we're just gonna see what it's gonna do. Using the primer kit. So and hope for the best. That's a good start. I'm not really sure where the choke is or whatever. I don't want to turn this battery over a million times and then not have it work out there. So we're priming it. Oh, look at that beautiful blue smoke pouring out. Good for the environment.
It runs!
Oh yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
Was it idling there?
yeah, it was.
Oh,
I think
it was idling!
Yeah, I predicted it would run, but I didn't really, you know?
I see.
So that was great. Sea-Doo HX, giving it the test ride. Starts up. Someone needs to put a primer kit on this thing or fix the choke, something. And look at how nasty it looks. Just nasty. Got some leaves in there up front, but it's got that flame job, so still cool. Still looks really sick out on the water, you know, where you can't like actually tell. I got to admit, when I was firing this up, it seemed like it did not accelerate that well, so I hope it Italian tunes up or something. And I hope I don't fall too much. Because it seems cold today. Here come the sticks, Miko tool. I could just feel the cold seeping in already.
All right, so Jason said that this has terrible acceleration, so he's wondering if the carbs need to be gone through, which probably they do.
Yeah, maybe it'll be crispy after that. It'd be interesting. I should probably check the compression and see what it's like now. Which one of these skis would you rather ride? We got the 650 Wave Jammer, we've got the low compression HX, and the Wave Blaster, which probably has slightly low compression. The intake grate broke off and it doesn't have one, but otherwise it's kind of in okay shape, and it's got a stock single carb 701. I guess check out more of our stuff and stay positive while we're in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, there's always jet skis, and they keep you 6 feet away from people.
Guys,